Hi, my name is Diego, and in this video, I need to tell you something that you should stop doing because it's probably one of the main reasons that you can't really play with a metronome or a backing track. And this is something that came to me from one of my students that we were like talking, and I guess I realized something that I hadn't realized in a while. A lot of my students do not like to use backing tracks or a metronome. And part of the reason I think is not because they're lazy or because they don't probably understand the value of it, is because they're probably having a hard time following it. And it has to do with something very specific and very technical. As you guys probably have seen in big concerts when people are, let's say, famous, they are wearing, and I'm wearing actually something similar, in-ear monitors. This is a special kind of like headphone that allows you to go inside your ear and almost block the sound coming from other sources so you can hear very well what's on the in-ears. Now, I can tell you, as someone that has directed bands for people that are famous, that even professional musicians are going to have a hard time staying on a backing track or a metronome when they are just hearing something from a speaker that may be a little bit far away and there's other noise in the room. So if you are learning how to play piano, or if you're learning how to play even other instruments, and the way that you're practicing is by having the source that you're trying to follow, let's say it's a metronome or a backing track, not loud and not clear, that may be a big deal. And one of the things that I was talking with my student, because I was asking, okay, so how do you practice when you're trying to do a backing track? Like, what do you do? And she said, well, I take my phone and I cannot put it on top of the piano. She has an acoustic piano. And it's like, I was like, well, yeah, that's not going to work. Your piano is probably louder than the phone, and you probably can't tell what's going on in the music. So as a lot of people have, and these are like my AirPods, there's all kinds of AirPods. AirPods do minimize a little bit the sound. AirPods Pro, I think, do a little bit better job. But what's very important is that you are very conscious that the source, let's say a metronome or the backing track, needs to be louder than your instrument. Now, when I switch here my camera so you guys can see my hands, when I practice, I tend to do it in a couple of different ways. Let me just get this to switch. So if I'm producing a metronome like this, or I guess a drum machine, this is a drum machine app that I use. Now, I can hear the drum machine very loudly, and my piano is a little bit softer. So that allows you to really follow what's going on in the music. Now, if I take my drum beat, which is coming from an iPad, and kind of like really lower it, and now I can barely hear it. Of course, it's going to be easier to go almost like ahead of it and kind of like get lost from it. So I think it's an incredibly important thing for you guys that are practicing to not use your phone to probably practice piano with a backing track or a metronome. Now, if you're using the metronome that is built into a piano, that may not be that bad because it's almost like usually that's pretty loud on most keyboards. But I would recommend trying to do this. If you're using your phone, try to use headphones, and ideally probably like wireless. I think it's a little more comfortable to just put your phone like anywhere, let's say on your lap, on your stand, or right next to where you're sitting, and make sure that the volume is louder. Now, I do want to do a disclaimer. Make sure that you're not blasting. There's no reason to have let's say your AirPods maxed out on volume. That's probably going to even damage your hearing. But the point is that the source has to be a little bit louder than what you're trying to follow than what you're trying to follow with your piano. So it's almost like if you're playing piano on top of something, just make sure that your volume is a little bit less loud so you're not overpowering. Because I still believe, and this is actually something, once again, that I think is new for me as an instructor, that a lot of people are probably getting very frustrated with the process of playing with a metronome or a backing track, not because they're not good, not because they can't kind of like do it like or tell where the beats are, because you can't hear it. And of course, when you get more experience, and let's say professional musicians, even if you lose the signal or the signal is a little bit muddy, you're probably able to like somewhat follow it because you have been doing it for years. But for someone that is starting out, that discrepancy of having the signal not clear can be a big deal. So I wanted to share that tip on this video. Stop doing what you were doing before and try to practice this way. Let me know in the comments which one are your favorite headphones. I'm definitely in the market to get another pair of headphones that will probably do a little bit better isolation, but that are wireless. And also wanted to mention to you guys that we have really good resources. We're going to put there on the description of this video for a free course for anyone that is an absolute beginner adult piano player. if you are in the market to try to get started, this is a great free way of getting a sample of one of our courses and getting started with sheet music and videos that can get you almost started from zero if you are an adult. And we'll see you guys soon. I want to thank you for watching, and if you need more information about what we do, check our main website. It's called thehitmusicstudio.com. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.